standing here overlooking the Mississippi River. This river has been in many ways formative to what I've done with my life. I started teaching here at a little college in 1971, taught for a couple of years here, and moved on to other things. But when I was here, it really struck me that the value to me for a river like this is a vehicle for learning. My commitment throughout life has been to try to help people learn not facts, not knowledge, but to develop understanding. And I'm still pursuing that many, many years later. The Dalai Lama says that for us to survive in the modern world, we need to have compassion and discernment. And he says that those really have to be based on knowledge. But something has to happen to the knowledge to move from that basic factual knowledge to the point of compassion and discernment. And I think rivers can do that. Rivers are a vehicle to do that. I'm going to sing 3 songs that I think help tell the story of what this river has meant to me and what other rivers have meant to me, and how to me they are vehicles for learning and for developing, hopefully, compassion and discernment. First song is by John Fogerty, the Proud Mary. Everybody knows this song, but it tells some good stories and makes some good points about values. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, and I never lost 2 minutes of sleep in thinking about the way things might have been. The wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling on the river. Well, I washed a lot of plates down in Memphis, pumped a lot of pain down in New Orleans, but I never saw the good side of the city till I hitched a ride on the riverboat queen. Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling on the river. Well, if you go down to the river, bet you're gonna find some people who live. You don't have to worry, 'cause you got no money. The people on the river are happy to live. Rivers are joyous things often, but they also tell stories of the dark side of life. In Texas, where I've moved after I left Missouri and spent most of my life studying and teaching about rivers, there was a circumstance that happened after the Civil War. The Texas economy had been based on slavery, and of course the Civil War brought an end to that. But in 1867, 2 years after the Civil War ended, the state legislature passed a law that landowners, plantation owners, could lease the prison population, which was about 60% black. And so it was kind of slavery all over again in a different context. And out of that time came a song in the southern part of Texas, down on the southern part of the Brazos River. There was a lot of sugar cane grown, and those prisoners were working that sugar cane, very hard, nasty work that they did. And here's a song that came out of that. Need to tell you a couple things. I'm going to use the term "go down, old Hannah," which is referring to the sun, because if you're out working in the sugar cane fields, the sun is not your friend. And also there's a reference to a lifetime on your head, which means a lifetime sentence. You should have been on the river in 1910. They were driving the women like they drove the men. Go down, old Hannah, don't you rise no more. Don't you rise up till the judgment days fall sure. Ain't no more cane on the brasses. It's all been ground down to molasses. Captain, don't you do me like you done poor old Shine, where you drove that bullet till he went stone blind. Wake up in the morning, lifetime on your head. Well, you may get a pardon and you might draw a deed. Ain't no more cane on the brasses. It's all been ground down to molasses. Tough times on the river. But one thing about rivers is that they are regenerative. Hard to say. Rivers regenerate themselves, and rivers can help us regenerate ourselves. I'm educated as a river scientist, and I know the biological processes that a river goes through. It can cleanse itself. You stop putting pollutants in it, and it can actually cleanse itself. But I think that can apply to us as well. So here's an old spiritual gospel song that kind of gets at that. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in West Africa. I'm still very much interested in global citizenship, global peace. That's what the Peace Corps was about. And I think this song kind of gets at that. I'm going to lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm going to lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. I'm going to study war no more. I ain't going to study war no more. I ain't going to study war no more. Ain't going to study war no more. I ain't going to study war no more. I ain't going to study war no more. I ain't going to study war no more. I'm going to walk with the Prince of Peace down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm going to walk with the Prince of Peace down by the riverside. I'm going to study war no more. I ain't 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 going to study war no more. And that's my story about rivers.